What's up YouTube, it's Eric Kelly, aka the Tech Gentleman, bringing you guys another video. Today we are taking a look at the TCL 20 Pro, but before I get going though, I want to remind you guys, make sure you hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. I'll have links in the description below. Also, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And if you got any comments or questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. I'll make sure to get back to you. But without further ado, let's talk tech. So the TCL 20 Pro 5G. All right, let's get started with the most important spec of all, the price. When this guy first came out in 2021, came out around April, the price was $499. Okay, the price right now in 2022 is still $499. Okay, obviously you can find it refurbished or used at a lower price, but if you walk into a Best Buy, well, order on Best Buy's website, it'll cost you $499. All right, that's not a deal breaker though. Okay, if we look at some of the competitors when it first came out, you have the Pixel 5, which was $700. You have the Galaxy S21 FE, which was $700, and you have the iPhone 12, the base version, which was also $700. All right, so what are you getting in this device for $500 that will make the $200 savings worth it? Let's talk about it. Okay, so let's start about with the specs. Up front, you have a 6.7 inch AMOLED display. It's 1080 by 2400 resolution, not, eye-searingly sharp or anything like that, but it's a nice display. Supports HDR10 plus, gets plenty bright. You get the benefits of AMOLED, the deep blacks, the punchy colors. It's a nice display. All right, you can see here also that you have the in-display fingerprint sensor with a little goodie behind it. You press and hold, you get a nice little shortcut to some other items you can customize yourself, add apps, add system functionality there, flashlight, open the camera, things like that. That's pretty cool. You also have 5G on this guy. It has the Snapdragon 750G 5G. So you get a 700 series processor, not the 765 like in the Pixel 5, but the 750. One of the things that I did notice though is that most 765 devices have at least a 90 hertz refresh rate on the display. This guy is still rocking a 60. Okay, so that's, you're saving $200 though. Okay, saving $200. That's some of that savings right there. Okay, that's not a lack of features, that's savings. When you use that 60, you're using savings up right there. All right, moving on though, you have an array of cameras on the back. You have a 48 megapixel main sensor. You have a 16 megapixel wide angle. You have a 5 megapixel macro, and you have a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Okay, on the bottom you have your Type-C port, and also you have in your SIM card slot, you have a micro SD card slot as well. So you get some micro SD card expansion, and you also have one of your speakers, and you have your second speaker up top. Up top, you also have your 32 megapixel front-facing camera. Okay. Also on the back, you record up to 4K 30. So nice, crispy 4K resolution. You also have some pretty cool and very effective stabilization modes, sort of like super steady in some of the other phones, but it does drop you down to 1080p. So you get 1080p resolution, but super stable gimbal-like footage in this device. So a lot of cool camera features. Some of the other aspects of this device, up top you have the 3.5 mil headphone jack, which is nice. You also have an IR blaster, which is very rare. Okay, in the box this guy comes with a case and a battery charger, so that's something that you have to mention, which is sad nowadays. Some more stuff on the inside. You do have Bluetooth 5.1, not 5.2, which at the end of the day, it didn't really make much of a difference. Okay, most people aren't going to notice the difference between 5.1 and 5.2. As far as battery life goes, it actually gives good battery life. That's a plus of the 750G. Okay, you're getting good battery life, and when you want to charge it up, you have 18-watt wired charging, and you have 15-watt wireless charging. So a very complete set of features, complete set of hardware. It's definitely, I think, a good deal at $499 if you don't want to spend the extra money on one of those $700 devices. Okay, so two of the main differences though, like I said before, no high refresh rate display, and the camera's going to be a step down from both of those in video and in photography. But for the most part, if you got plenty of light, you got a stable subject, you got a steady hand, you could take some pretty good pictures with this camera. It's not complete garbage, okay? I don't want to make that claim at all. It's a very usable camera. So some of the other things you get as well, you get 6 gig of RAM and you get 256 gigs of storage. So that's pretty cool. The iPhone that I mentioned that starts at $700, it only had 64 gigs of storage. I believe they raised it up into 13 maybe, but you're still getting a lot more storage, some more bang for your buck there, okay? So some of the real pros to this device definitely have to be the software. Okay, this software is jam-packed. It's like Samsung on steroids. I know that's hard to imagine, but it is, okay? And here's some of the reasons why. You get some of the Samsung standard features, like the sidebar. They call theirs the edge bar. And you can put apps in there, you can put contacts, you got a ruler. You can actually add remotes. So if you have different TVs that you've used the IR Blaster on, you can save those here and just pop them out when you want. You can use different phone functions. You can have those here. So open the camera, take a selfie, open the camera, start recording, take notes, all kind of different things. You can just add those shortcuts there. That's pretty cool. The power button, I'm not going to hit it right now, but the power button actually, let me see. I just want you guys to see this. So if you press and hold the power button, it pops up a little menu. And as you can see, you get smart home devices down here and you get your normal shortcuts up top. But it's a very quick way, especially if you have a lot of smart home devices, to access your smart home. Okay, it's very cool. One of the few devices that I've used that has a feature like that. Very future proof. All right, I'm getting more smart devices by the day, being able to press and hold, turn on the TV, turn on the lights, change the air temp. It's very useful. Okay, but that's not it. You also have a smart key on the side here that you can map a single press, double press, or long press to. Okay, so for me, my single press, I have it calling up Google Assistant. All right, so I press it, set the AC to 73. Press it, show me Avengers on living room TV. Press it, play Bluey on kitchen display. All right, single press and you're controlling your entire home. But that's just because that's how I customized it. You have a myriad of things you can do. You can use any app and also pretty much any phone function. You can map it to one of those presses. Okay, for my double press, see the icon up there that popped up? It is optimizing my phone now. So it's going through, cleaning out the RAM, any apps that have been hanging, it's closing them, speeding my phone up. Just with a simple double press. And for the long press, I don't have it mapped to anything, but the same exact functionality. Okay, you can have it long press and open the video camera, start recording, long press and do whatever you want to do, whether it's open an app, do any phone functionality, you can do that. It's pretty cool, okay? Some of the less noticeable things, but just lifestyle things that I enjoy. One is the build quality. It feels like a premium phone. And a part of that build quality is something that's missing, which you can see there, which is the camera bump. There's no camera bump on this phone. 4 lenses in the back, no camera bump. Salute. That's something that will probably go unnoticed, but I appreciate it though. I know that was a conscious choice not to have a big camera hump hanging off. I think right now most people assume that camera hump equals better pictures. That's kind of been the narrative. Not true. Okay, I appreciate the smoothness with no camera bump. Outside of that though, I think it's a very well-rounded device. The 200 in savings really comes down to the 60 hertz display, and I think just the hit on performance that you get with the 750G, which isn't all negative. A plus of that though is you get better battery life. It's a 750G, not a very intense processor, so you end up saving some battery. You get some battery savings on the back end, basically. Outside of that though, if you have $500 and you don't need the latest and the greatest as far as performance, you don't know what I'm talking about when I say 60 hertz or 90 hertz, this phone will definitely work for you. Two of the areas that I really feel like are important are display, which this one has a nice AMOLED display, and battery life. Okay, because if you're looking at the display the way they want you to, you need it to last. Nothing sucks worse than having a phone with terrible battery life. I don't care what it does when it's working. But if you have any questions, or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I'll make sure to get back to you. But until next time, guys, peace.